Welcome back, Egyptology lovers. Today we are doing plate 19 of the Book of the Dead, which is a chapter 15 continuation from the plate 18. Now, this particular plate is extremely well drawn and well written. The hieroglyphs are well spaced and well proportionate. This is a prime example of good writing and a steady writing as well when it comes to grammatical writing. So let's go ahead and describe this and begin reading the text. This will be pretty quick but enjoyable. So the material on this plate is essentially a continuation of chapter 15, like I said before in the previous plate, except that the text honors Osiris instead, which is right over here. Right there, honoring Osiris. Addressing him in various forms and aspects. Unlike many of the other texts connected with Osiris, this one is not written in retrograde. So we've always been going from left to right retrograde, but now we're going to go from the correct standard way of writing from right to left. On the left side of your plate is a large vignette of Ani and Tutu in postures of adoration, which have been encountered several times previously in this papyrus. You can see it here, very well drawn, beautifully drawn. Ani and Tutu, his wife. Above them are their names and titles, and in the case of Tutu, this is the only place in the papyrus where her tutelary appears. So it's right over here, Tutu, right above them. So this ends the text from this side, and this actually is her title right over here. The right-hand illustration shows Osiris and Isis, the sister and wife, together, standing in a kiosk and facing Ani and Tutu on the opposite side of the plate. In this vignette, we encounter a depiction of Osiris, not only as a king of the dead, but as a king of Upper and Lower Egypt as well, as indicated. His cartouche appears in the second column. You can see it right over here. Right there, Osiris. This is one of the few rare times where the names of a god is put in a cartouche as opposed to the name of a royal king. The same scribe who drew the masterful rendition of Ani and Tutu at the left also executed this scene. Osiris is standing on the Ma'at sign, right over here, the Ma'at sign. He holds three implements associated with earthly kingship in his hand: the was scepter and the flagellum and the shepherd's crook. So right over here, the was scepter, the flagellum, and the shepherd's hook. Although he is a god, it appears that Osiris's beard has been fastened by a chin strap, as if it were made like a false beard of a pharaoh, another feature that parallels Osiris' representation with that of a living Egyptian monarch. So instead of just having the beard without having that little strap there, well, he has the strap so he can look like an actual pharaoh. So he's been humanized in this aspect. He wears the standard white crown of Upper Egypt, but unlike any other representation of his own crown thus far, the royal uraeus is affixed to it in the front. Usually you don't have that over here. The uraeus, the cobra which protects, it would only be just the crown itself. Behind Osiris stands Isis, who grasps her husband and brother with one hand. This is not uncommon incest in the culture of ancient Egypt. It grew out of their gods and mythology. Isis's vulture headdress with the uraeus affixed in front indicates her role as earthly queen of Egypt. So same thing as her. The vulture, which is a motherly protection, and the uraeus as well as a protection. Matching her husband's depiction as king, and on top of her headdress is the throne, which is her normal divine attribute. This is her standard iconography, the throne on her head. At the top of the kiosk is the image of Sokar. Sokar appears many times in many plates, right over here, which reveals the true nature of the structure as an elaborate representation of a sarcophagus. The overall outline of this kiosk would be compared with the shrine illustrated in plate 4 and the coffin illustrated on plate 5. The final thing here is that this Sokar is from the Old Kingdom. By putting Sokar up there, you're associating with the Old Kingdom and showing the reverence of the ancient times. So Sokar is a very old god from the old dynasties, probably 4th dynasty, if not 1st dynasty. So there's the explanation of what's going on. This is pretty straightforward. We'll start reading from the right over here and then work our way to the left. So stay tuned for that. All right, we're going to start reading from here. This is known as the Hymn to Osiris. The beautiful thing about this plate and the way it's written is that many of the words are full words. That means the entire word has all its complements and all its proper writing, where usually because they needed space, they would cut a few words here and there. Here's an example. the word for praise or worship, you'd simply have a star and a man and a papyrus to denote an abstract idea. But here you have the entire word, which is the duat or the dua. So you have the D, the O, the star, and the U, so it tells you how to fully read it. So let's begin right now and see what it says. So the hymn to Osiris, starting here. Worship of Osiris, Lord of eternity, 𝓿𝓈�𝓇𝓏, which is another title of Osiris. It means the beautiful one, who is 𝓿𝓈�𝓇𝓏, multiple of forms, great in shapes. And we continue up here. 𝓿𝓼𝓌, which is a composite god. 𝓿𝓐𝓼𝓌, who are in Heliopolis. Lord of the Shettit shrine, he who enriches Memphis, or Hikupta, which is an Egyptian name. These are the gods who govern the duat. And now we continue up here. They protect you when you go to rest in the lower sky. Isis, she embraces you in peace and drives away the adversary from your path. May you turn your face to the west, that you may illuminate the two lands with fine gold. Those who are asleep stand up to look at you. They breathe, continuing here, the air. They see your face like the shining sun disk, which is in its horizon. Their hearts are at peace because of what you have done. For to you belongs eternity and everlasting, or forever. All right, now we continue up here, and these are several praises. So hailing, so you say hail to you, and has several of them to many different gods, or many different aspects of Osiris. So here we go, and we'll begin with the very first one, and we'll see what it says on the very top. But they all say hail to you, so here we go. Hail to you, starry ones in Iunu, or Heliopolis, the sun folk who are in Karaha, Wenti, more powerful than the gods, mysterious one who is in Heliopolis. The next one. Hail to you, Heliopolitans who are in Iunu, or basically Heliopolis again. Great one, 𝓿𝓈�𝓇𝓏. This is together with 𝓿𝓈�𝓇𝓏, this symbol here. The far strider, when he crosses the sky, for he is 𝓿𝓈�𝓇𝓏. All right, continuing here. Hail to you, this ram of eternity, the ram who is in Jedu, or the Mendes. Could be also Basuris, Jedu. 𝓿𝓈�𝓇𝓏, again the title, beautiful one. Son of 𝓄𝓈𝓇. Because Osiris was born of 𝓄𝓈 and 𝓤𝓼, so that's his mother. And for he is the Lord of the silent land. Continuing to the next one. Hail to you in your rule as Jedu, or Basuris. The wearered crown is firm upon your head, for you are the sole one who makes his protection, or own protection, and you rest in Jadu or Besuris. Moving to the next one. All right, now we'll continue up here to this one. Hail to you, Lord of the Nara tree. For Sokar is placed upon the sledge or his sledge, and the rebel who did evil is driven off, and the sacred eye is placed at rest upon its place. All right, continuing to the next one. Hail to you, who is strong in his power, great and mighty, foremost in Naref, Lord of eternity, who made everlasting or forever. For you are the Lord of 𝓿𝓼𝑖𝑍. Hail to you, who are pleased with justice. For you are the Lord of Abydos or Abju, and your flesh has enriched the sacred land. For you are he who detests falsehood. All right, the next one. Hail to you, occupant of his sacred bark, who brings the Nile, this is Hepi, the Nile, from its cavern, and upon whose corpse the sun does shine. For he is one who is in Nechen. All right, to the next one. Hail to you, who made the gods, the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, Osiris. This is one of the rare times where the god is actually inside the cartouche as opposed to the king. The vindicated, and who founded the two lands with his potent deeds. For this he is the Lord of the two banks, or the river banks. So the two banks on opposite sides of the Nile. So you have the east and west, the two banks. Continuing here now. May you give me a path that I may pass in peace. For I am a straightforward and true. For I have not told lies in my knowing. So he's saying he's not willingly told lies. And I have not committed a second fault. All right, we're going to go ahead and read now the epitaphs of both Ani and Tutu, and it starts right over here. The Osiris scribe Ani, or royal scribe, vindicated, the one whom he loves, which means the king loves, the scribe who has counted the divine offering of all the gods, Ani, and then vindicated again. And then over here we have Tutu's offering, his wife, the Osiris, lady of the house, the songstress who sings songs of Amun, Tutu, or Tutu, you can see Tutu. And that's the end of this plate. I hope you enjoyed. If you like, please follow and subscribe on Instagram. And follow me as well on YouTube, Tumblr, and TikTok, which is new now, as well as Facebook. So thank you and have a good day.